What's up, everybody? You know what day it is. It's time for your next dose of Warrior Wednesday with your host, the Wounded Warrior guy. That's me. And today we're going to be going over the third part of our three-part series where I give you guys tips and tricks to help guide you through the medical evaluation board in a successful way to make sure that you get the most out of that process to set you up for success to come back into the civilian sector. Today, on our third part of this series, we're going to be going over programs and additional activities to help you stay engaged while you're at the Wounded Warrior Barracks or at the VA or whatever the case may be to prevent potentially, getting depressed, isolating yourselves away from other people, and things like that. But before I get into this video, just want to remind you guys, if you wouldn't mind doing so, throwing me a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, sharing this video, do one of those things for me, I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, I'm going to hop right into it. So, like I said, it's very easy for individuals who go through a traumatic experience or a traumatic event who, they have all these things in front of them. They have their career ahead of them. Everything seems to be lined up in the right way. Boom, bang, something happens, injuries occur, and now everything's changed, everything's different, and you have to reassess your situation, and you have to make all these choices and all these decisions. It can be very overwhelming, and it can throw you off balance, for lack of a better phrase, and it can be difficult, especially in my experience, it can be difficult to resituate yourself, determine what your new direction is, and go in that direction. And while all of these things are happening, you're at the Wounded Warrior Barracks or you're at the VA, you're going through this transition, you're very confused, and you need things to help keep you engaged, things to prevent you from having all those negative experiences plummet you into a depressive state. And my experience being at the Wounded Warrior Barracks, I saw firsthand that it happens to a lot of people. Depression hits, it hits hard, it causes a lot of issues. People start to go into, substance abuse. People start to go into, they start physically abusing their partners. They start to have mood swings. All these bad things happen, and they're real. And it's something that wounded soldiers and soldiers alike, they experience, they go through. And I thought, a good addition to this series that we're currently doing is to go over programs and activities that are available to you while you're going through your PEB and your MEB and you're going through this process and you're getting ready to go into the civilian sector, because it helps you really cultivate your mental health while you're going through all those things, so that whenever you do get out and you're on your own, you're in a better overall situation. Your mental health is in a better state. You've stayed engaged. You've delved into these activities that are available. And additionally, some of these things that are available to you while you're going through this process are things that you need to take advantage of, because they're never going to be available to you again. And an example of that, so while I was going through my PEB and MEB in DC, I was given the opportunity to take boxing lessons. And there were a couple times where they had professional boxers that would come there and spar with people. And I can't remember their names because I'm not into boxing. And I think that they were, I don't know if they were professionals, but they were amateurs. And, it was a big deal. And it was awesome because these guys who are up and coming were there to spar with wounded warriors, to spend time with us, to help us train, to do all these things. And that's something that, will never be available to those individuals again for free. That's that's an amazing experience to be able to do something like that, to have that available to you, and it's crucial to take advantage of those things. Additionally, we had this rowing program where you would go, you would sit on a rower. It's the exercise machine that kind of uh, mimics, you know, like water rowing on a river. And you would go, you would sit on the machine, you would row certain distances, you would do like marathons, and you would do like all these different kinds of training routines with this coach who does like state rowing events. And then you, if you're serious enough and you go often enough, they not only provide you with your very own Concept 2 free rowing machine at the end of the entire program, which is an expensive piece of equipment. You also get to go to a local event that they host where you can compete against other wounded warriors from around the area, which is really cool. But there's all kinds of other things that they offer. There was an ultimate frisbee team that I could have joined if I thought I was up to doing it. There was a golfing program that they had, which I wish I could have participated in it because it's something that I'm actively pursuing now. But at the time, with my wrist injury and all these other things, I wasn't really ready for it. So, but there's all these things that they have. And additionally, if you're still wanting to contribute to the military while you're going there, which is a great thing to do, you can get actively involved with your unit that you've been assigned to while you're at the Wounded Warrior Barracks, while you're at the VA, while you're going through all these things. You can help plan events. You can help get, certain things staged, get certain things set up. Me and my wife, we contributed to a Halloween contest. We did a Halloween decorative door contest. We provided a lot of the materials, and you would give them a sheet of paper, cut it off door length. They would tape it to their door. You give them all these materials. They could design their door in a Halloween theme, and then the commander would come through, judge all the doors, and then there was, I think, whoever won got a coin, for participating in the event and all these other things. So they got a coin from the unit, and that was really cool. There's wheelchair basketball, there's modified volleyball, there's all kinds of what is it called, relays that they do at the Wounded Warrior Barracks. We did a relay where there was a sprint, there was a climb, there was a puzzle, there was a carry, there was all these things, and at the end of it, whatever team won the relay got to take home the trophy. And it's like different companies within the unit compete in the relay against one another. And I mean, it's really cool. And it's one of those things where, like, you're not obligated to, participate in these types of things, but it's encouraged. And guys, I have to tell you that it's really important to stay engaged in these activities and to take advantage of these opportunities, because once you get out of the military and once you're on your own, you're not going to have these opportunities anymore. Like, you're never going to be able to just go out and spar with an amateur / professional boxer for free. You're never going to get to go and participate in a rowing. You're never going to go get to be coached by someone who like actively coaches people to do these rowing events for free. Like, that guy that was doing those classes, he was volunteering to do those classes. And he, outside of the Wounded Warrior program, got paid very well to go train professional athletes to get more efficient on the rower. like people who, so he trains people that do like CrossFit challenges and competitions and stuff like that, and people paid him good money to do those types of things, and he volunteered to come and teach us these, you know, techniques for free. That's something that outside of the Wounded Warrior Barracks, outside of that environment and atmosphere, is not available. Be you will never have an opportunity like that ever again. And you know, that's why I think it's so important to go and try those things, to actively try to socialize and engage and stay actively involved while you're at the Wounded Warrior Barracks, while you're going through your PEB and your MEB. Because if you don't, it's like I said, I've seen it happen to so many soldiers. They sit in their barracks, they abuse several different substances, they become aggressive, they become aggravated, they get angry, they get depressed. That is why suicide rates are so high, not only for Wounded Warrior soldiers, but soldiers in general. They go through all these things and they separate themselves from friends and families, and they sit in their barracks and they don't get involved. And, you know, when you're going through something that traumatic and something that life changing, it can be a lot to process. It takes a heavy toll on you. So being able to recognize that and realize that it's beneficial to step outside of your comfort zone. And even though you don't want to socialize with people, even though you want to be alone, you don't want to talk to people, you need to talk to people. You need to socialize. You need to have face-to-face time and contact with other people, because not only are you saying to other people that I'm okay, I'm out here, I am trying to move forward, but you being actively involved can encourage someone else to be actively involved, and then you get FaceTime with them, and you're benefiting them the same way that they're benefiting you, and it just goes back and forth and goes back and forth, and you never know where you going to that rowing event or going to that boxing thing or texting your friend and saying, hey man, I heard about this program, like I know that it sucks, like what happened, let's go try out this boxing thing, let's go try out this rowing thing, let's go see what disc golf is about. Sounds stupid, but let's go see it. You might have just saved one of your battle buddies, one of the other soldiers at the Wounded Warrior Barracks. You might have prevented them from spiraling into that depressive state and potentially causing harm to themselves or others. You never know when one of your progressive steps forward will benefit somebody else. So I just wanted to put this video out there, wanted to let you guys know that these programs and these events are available to you, and that it's an opportunity that you should jump on and you should take advantage of, because it can prevent you from spiraling into that depressive state, and it can also allow you to encourage your battle buddies and motivate them to also take those progressive steps. And like I said, you never know whenever something like that you're doing for yourself can have a positive and life-changing impact on somebody else. So just take that for what it is. Keep it in mind, guys. You got this. You will get through it, and you're going to be successful. If you follow and take this advice that I'm giving to you guys, you will get out of the medical evaluation board. You will come into the civilian sector. You will be prepared, you will be motivated, and you will be ready to take on the rest of your life. And you are going to be set up in a way that you're going to kill it. You're going to destroy the rest of your life, just because the career path and the goals and the plans that you had have changed. That does not mean that you can't be successful doing something else. You're going to be successful no matter what it is. You just have to keep your head above water. You have to keep moving forward. You have to stay engaged. You have to go through all those processes. Remember, you got to focus on your finances to prep yourself for when you get out. Focus on your education to make sure you can be successful on the back end. Make sure to be efficient in how you prep for your education while you're in the medical evaluation board so that you get the most out of your GI Bill when you leave. Make sure that you advocate for yourself and that you make sure that you apply for everything that you're entitled to, because if you don't advocate for yourself, potentially you could be missing out on financial assistance that is available to you that you are entitled to. And lastly, stay engaged in those programs and activities. Continue to take those progressive steps. Help out your battle buddies when you can. And like always, guys, I believe in you. You're going to kill it. You can always reach out to me if you have additional questions. I'm here for you guys. Before I get off of here, like I always say, even if you don't realize it, even if you don't believe it, there is a warrior in every single one of you. I see it. Take care.